Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for 6 things that we learned from Chelsea, 5, Chesterfield, 1. Chesterfield from non-league managed to come to Stamford Bridge, get a goal, and there were some people that were upset or were annoyed because some people inside Stamford Bridge were clapping Chesterfield coming and scoring a goal. Now, normally I would never say that I'm an advocate for celebrating an opposition goal, but if ever there was a goal that, as Chelsea fans, we probably shouldn't care about conceding so much, it's that Chesterfield goal that was scored in the FA Cup at the weekend. It has been an incredible weekend of FA Cup football. I apologise this video is late. It's been one of my best friend's birthdays this weekend and he put on a massive party for everybody. It was a little bit wild and it was quite nice to actually go to a party when I actually felt good, because I've been struggling with recovering from dengue fever now for almost a month, but I'm feeling as though I'm almost at the top of my game again, which is great news. Chelsea make it a very, very good start to January. We beat Liverpool. No, we drew with Liverpool. We didn't beat Liverpool. Drew with Liverpool, beat Spurs, and now we've beaten Chesterfield and we've managed to get a draw at home once again to Plymouth in the 4th round of the FA Cup, which for me, the more home games we can play against lower league opposition, the closer Chelsea can theoretically get to the final. And the FA Cup is a competition we always want to win. But there were some brilliant stories from this game against Chesterfield that I really want to touch upon today. Before we get into it though, I do want to ask you to subscribe to GBFC, and I've also started filming reels every single day, which is like a little comedy / whatever I'm up to kind of vlog on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'll leave a link in the description down below. But box number 1 is a blue box for the man of the match performance for the debutant, Lewis Hall. We didn't see Lewis Hall in the game against Brentford, but I thought he was absolutely brilliant. I've given him a blue box because not only did he get given the man of the match, I think from the BBC, but he was also, in my opinion, one of the most comfortable, competent players on the pitch. Now, I know in this kind of video with 6 things we learned against the National League side, National League North Chesterfield, it is kind of difficult to really get too carried away because Chelsea should have always been winning this game and we should have always been scoring 4 or 5 goals. No disrespect to Chesterfield whatsoever. I also want to say thank you to Chesterfield for inviting me onto their socials. They did like a little Q&A with me and it was great fun. It's what the FA Cup's all about. But Lewis Hall, I thought, was absolutely excellent. He got himself forward very well, and to actually have a debut at 17 years old at Stamford Bridge, when I was watching the game, his pass to Lukaku for Lukaku's goal, for me, was the best part of the whole thing. It was even more exciting than the first goal, even more exciting than scoring the second goal, which basically meant that we'd won the game. And for me, his assist and that moment, seeing a 17-year-old player on his Chelsea debut do that at Stamford Bridge and to get that kind of reception, I think it is kind of poetic justice in a way that it was Lewis Hall who gave the ball to Lukaku for Lukaku to score his first goal since the entire ordeal began. Lewis Hall, the actual ball in itself, he's kind of like just running through players, hoping that it actually came the final touch for him to be able to cut the ball back to Lukaku, and it did. Persistence absolutely paying off in that situation. Delighted for Lewis Hall. It was, like I said, probably my moment of the day. Seeing him get an assist on his Chelsea debut at just 17, that's 10 years younger than me, which I don't think I've ever felt so old in a footballing sense as how I do right now when I'm thinking about Lewis Hall being 10 years younger than me. I'm bloody 27 years old. I'm getting old and I've got no bloody hair, and that was my choice, but for now at least anyway. But we move into box number 2, and it is a green for Callum Hudson-Odoi. Callum Hudson-Odoi, yes, again, once more, it's Chesterfield. However, he scored a wonderful goal. He actually shot, and it was brilliant. It's a wonderful finish into the bottom corner, and that is what I want to see Callum Hudson-Odoi doing more. Running at defenders, shooting a little bit more earlier, as opposed to some of the delayed reactions that we've seen from Callum Hudson-Odoi with either poor shot, poor passing, poor crossing timing. The goal from Callum Hudson-Odoi is a special finish. When I was watching it live, it looked as though it was happening in slow motion. I think maybe the keeper could have done better, but when you watch it again and again and again, It's a perfect finish from Callum Hudson-Odoi, tucking it right into that bottom corner. And I thought that Callum was excellent. You know, in this kind of game where it is a bit of an audition, you could say, for some of these Chelsea players, where there's a massive hornet coming in again, where there's a lot of competition for places. Callum Hudson-Odoi had lost his place after a poor performance, and given the start, you've just got to absolutely go for it in these situations. Callum Hudson-Odoi did it, and he gets box number 2. We move into box number 3. And box number 3 is for Romelu Lukaku. Again, he scored a goal. I'm giving most of the plaudits for that goal to Lewis Hall, but Lukaku starts against Chesterfield. I didn't do a preview for the game because it just absolutely bypassed me and I ran out of time before I had all the party stuff to do for the weekend. But Lukaku scoring, it's a big moment. Yes, it's only against Chesterfield. We bought him for nearly £100 million and this team are not even in the Football League anymore. But Lukaku, once again, gets given the start and he scores. And I think now it's at the point, and I said it in the game after the match against Spurs, we've got to be, as fans now, supportive of Lukaku, whether we're still unhappy with what he did, what he said or not. When Romelu Lukaku is on the field for Chelsea and he's scoring goals, it is our duty as fans to continue supporting him. That is what I believe, because it doesn't matter what you have, be it a love, an adoration for a player, or despising a player for something they've done. When they're wearing a Chelsea shirt and scoring goals, that is something that needs to be celebrated. Romelu Lukaku gets himself 1. Timo Werner gets himself 1 too. Christensen, Hakim Ziyech and Callum Hudson-Odoi with the Chelsea goals. 5-star from the boys. And we move into box number 4. And I've given box number 4 to Timo Werner. It's one of those videos today where it is kind of predictable. 5 goal scorers, and you'll probably now guess who is box number 5. Timo Werner, right place, right time to open the scoring for Chelsea after 6 minutes. He absolutely cannot miss this, but there was one moment where, and again, I'd had a couple of drinks beforehand, so I was watching the game a little bit merry, but I look at Timo in the box and he's about 3 yards from goal and I'm thinking, please don't tell me he's forgot to shoot. And I don't know about you guys, but at the time it looked as though he might have left it too late and then the defender was about to come in, but it didn't happen. Hush your mouth, Mr. Benson. Timo Werner gets on the score sheet. And I think it's interesting to see in the last week or so from Thomas Tuchel that it looks as though we're starting to experiment with playing with 4 at the back. Timo Werner and Romelu Lukaku, again, we can't read into it too much because there are much bigger matches in terms of difficulty still probably to be played this month in January, but Timo on the score sheet, Romelu Lukaku on the score sheet too. It is a big moment for us. If we can see these guys continuing to score, building momentum, then I think Chelsea could be in for an exciting second half of the season. Box number 5 is a box for Andreas Christensen, another goal scorer, only his 2nd ever goal for Chelsea, so it is a bit of a collector's item whenever Andreas Christensen scores. This kind of game, it was after going 3-0 up in 20 minutes, Chelsea are looking at it thinking, how many can we get? And I think that the whole team's performance, it kind of gave us an opportunity to see even the centre-backs attacking, which is what I really liked. And Christensen was there in the box, header, loops over, keeper makes the first save, and Christensen cannot really miss, to be honest. But we're going to finish. Box number 6 is momentum. Chelsea have had a good start to 2022 after what was a very dangerous December. Injuries galore, poor results galore. Liverpool game, absolutely exhilarating, thrilling, comeback from Chelsea, beating Spurs 2-0, beating Chesterfield 5-1. We've got Spurs again on Wednesday night in the second leg of that Carabao Cup to make it to the final. Chelsea have got to keep building on these results that we've had now. Whether I spent the entire video kind of downplaying Chesterfield, which is slightly unfair because they put on a show, their fans, absolutely incredible. Even through the TV, I've spoken to some people that were there at Stamford Bridge, and they said it was the best away end they've ever seen. Yes, they had the entirety of the shed, 6,000 of them, but that is the magic of the FA Cup. I, for one, am a massive advocate for Chelsea going all in all of the competitions. We've got to look forward to that game against Spurs now, to see it as an opportunity, a big opportunity now, to make it to a Wembley final. FA Cup round 4 draw has been pretty kind to us too. I want to say, A massive thank you for all of the love over the Christmas period on the channel. I know I've been a little bit off it for the last month or so because I keep getting sick, which has been an absolute nightmare. Dengue fever, if you don't know about it, look it up a little bit. It's horrible. It absolutely eats away at you for quite some time. Feeling good again now though. There will be a news video out either later today or it'll be up for you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Come on, you Blues.